Now, with title update 21.2 now live, it gave us a lot of bug fixes that the community needed. And, well, it affected everybody in the game, whether it be the clan XP, whether it be the invaded missions, or the control points all being bugged out. And, well, with all of that fixed, we can finally get back to our daily farming routines to give ourselves thousands of materials every single day, guaranteed. All you have to do is unlock these 3 areas, and I'll show you the exact routes to get all of these materials. And, well, you weren't really able to do this unless you unlocked these areas every single time you logged into the game due to those bugs. And, well, now that those bugs are fixed, I think it is a perfect time to show you this farming technique and how I get all of my materials every single day. So I hope you enjoy. Here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, so sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But in today's video, I'm going to show you 3 areas of the map that you need to unlock and farm every single day. You will only have to unlock it once, because now with the bug fixes in place, they will not disappear ever again. So you can just unlock it and then log out, log back in every single day and claim all of your materials. So what do I mean by this? Well, let me do a little deep dive, okay? Here we go. Well, before I actually show you the control points, let me explain the build. So this is the build that I used to take over all of these control points today, because these control points don't reset anymore every single time you change an instance or log out. So now you can unlock these control points and farm them properly for materials. Now, this is a build that I did a build video on a few days ago. It is a striker tank build that you can use for any content, honestly. You can use this in Legendary, you can use this in Heroic, Strongholds, PvP, PvE, and the Dark Zone. It doesn't matter. And, well, if you don't believe me, here's one of the control points that I just did with this build, and it got intense. Watch this. He's on the roof! I'll get him. At least I'm in my little cubby hole, so this is good. If they go into this doorway, they are finished. There we go. Got him. All right. One more. Boom. Oh, behind me. Oh, crap, 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 crap. Oh. Hold on. Oh, dude, I'm about to die. Oh, got him. Got him. Hold on. Can I? Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, I don't know how I survived that, but thank you, Striker, and that firewall specialization. Oh, my God. Oh, that was glorious. Glorious. Oh, man. Oh, come on, Heavy. You don't... Yeah, I was about to say, bye-bye. Yo, that was good. Woof. And, well, now you understand why I was using this build for just knocking out those control points. The first thing, though, a lot of you might say, why Heroic? Why did you do these on Heroic? Well, remember that with Project Resolve and all those changes that they did back in Year 5 and the beginning of Year 6, all of your open world chests, all of your looting, it's scaled up. So it's scaled up to that Heroic difficulty, and that's why I went ahead and I have my open world already at Heroic, take over those control points, and then every single day I do all of this looting. It should all be at Heroic scale. That way, if I need any items or high attributes or anything like that, I have a good chance of getting them. So highly recommend doing this on Heroic just to get the best gear you possibly can. And if you need to go to challenging, by all means, go to challenging. It's really not a big deal. What I did personally is I just did a little quick call for backup, got one person in there with me, and knocked it out. Beforehand, I was doing it all solo, like I showed you with the gameplay, but it is easy. All you have to do is, I guess, kind of situate yourself into like a nice little cubby hole that I call it. That way they don't shoot you in the back. And then you can just focus fire and take them all out. Kind of like the movie 300, where you're like funneling in all of the enemies. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked here. Heroic for the best quality gear and loot possible. Now, the 3 areas I loot every single day for all of these materials is I do the Haunted House This is in Constitution Hall. The reason why I do the Haunted House control point is because all around it is going to be incredible gear, and I'll show you. The next one I do is the Mast. This is the control point in West Potomac Park. Again, there is this entire area full of loot. Not only that, but there are big underground tunnels all around it that you could loot as well. And as long as you have this green, you could just fast travel there, loot it really quick, and then be on your merry way. And then the last one, I think, is a fan favorite. In the East Mall, you want to take over the Solar Farm control point. And the reason being is this entire area is just engulfed in materials. I think that the Solar Farm is number one when it comes to materials. Probably, I might say the Haunted House would be number two for the best loot, just because of the airdrop crates that you get, because there are 2 airdrop crates at that control point. And then the Mast would be the next best one for all of the loot in and or around that control point. But what I do is I take these 3 over on both my normal character and hardcore, and you can do this on every single character. Log out, go to your next character, and loot it all over again. As long as you talk to Anaya at the base of ops and you have your materials shared, you will be able to loot these on all of your characters, and then it just compile every single day. And that's why I'm saying you could do this and get thousands of materials every single day just by having those 3 control points unlocked and just looting them on your characters. It is so easy. Now, I showed you the build on how I took over these control points. I showed you which control points to take over. Now I'm going to show you how to loot each of those 3 locations. Now, if you haven't yet, hit the thumbs up. What are you waiting on? Come on, this is a lot of really good information, and it will really benefit you. It'll benefit you in not only your normal character, but also your hardcore character. Let's be real, hardcore players need love too, you know what I mean? All right, let's jump into how to farm each of these 3 locations. So our first one, well, actually, just to give you a good reference on materials, okay? So here is my setup on materials, and let me just, I'm going to notate this really quick. That way I can tell you exactly how many materials I'm getting just from today's video. And this isn't even with all of the things being looted, because I've already cleared the control points and looted a few of the boxes, and you'll see here in a second what I mean. But let me jot this down. All right, so I wrote down all of those. Now let's go loot, and then I will tell you all of the materials that I gained just in today's video. But I'm just going to do these 3 locations, and I'm going to show you exactly how to farm each of the 3. Now, the fastest, I would believe, would probably be Haunted, because it's not that, like, it's all confined into a very small area. All right, so you spawn here at Haunted, and this is how you're going to loot. Now, there's only a few things up top here. And, well, I guess the first thing you want to do is talk to the control point officer, give them the materials. That way you have that Detection 2 talent active. And then you can see where all the boxes are without having to look for it, and then you won't get, you know, confused or lost. And then what I'll do is I'm just going to show you the exact route that I take every single day. And then if you do this, you'll already have it unlocked for the following day, and then you just wake up and loot this every day, and you're good to go. Like, truly, this is one of the best ways of getting materials in the game, and it's the fastest. And you'll see what I mean, because there's just loot everywhere around these 3 control points. And this is nothing new. I've been showing people this technique for a few years now. And the reason being is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I think the more people that know about this, the more people will be, you know, more, I guess, optimized, because you need a lot of materials to optimize all of your stuff. And I think the #1 way of doing that is just getting your materials, whether it be using materials to donate to expertise, whether it be materials... Oop, got a little bit of open world activity right here. I mean, thank you for letting me build up stacks on you. I mean, That's cool of you. And this is what I mean by the striker build. Because you can see I'm at max striker and max obliterate. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But if you go into this little area right here, there's a few drops. And all I do is at these 3 control points, I'll loot the control point. I'll loot just right around the control points. And then go to the next one. It's really that simple. Because there's not a lot of loot to pick up. But there are several, I guess, boxes, like materials you can pick up. But as far as like getting like gear and weapon items, this is not the best one. This is more just aimed towards your materials and then just break down whatever, you know, loot you get for more materials. And with it being on heroic, you have a better chance of getting, you know, more maxed out items. But if not, it's simple. Just dismantle it, get those materials, and you are good to go. Now we just finished that part of the haunted house, and then we're just going to double back. Wow, I have 2 purples from that airdrop crate. Wow, embarrassing. Oh, I already hit that. There's going to be a few of these boxes that I've already hit. Oh, just like that one. Because I already took over these control points today because of the new update. They fixed it to where they stay green, so I was able to take them over and then make this video without them going red, thankfully. That was a very annoying bug, too, for what? Like, it felt like for a couple weeks. So I'm glad that they fixed this, and then we can do all of these farms again without having to take over the control points every single time. So it is a nice farm. Oh, I didn't pick up those purples. I was talking ish about them, and I didn't even pick them up. I mean, at least it's materials, right? So I'll pick them up and dismantle them later. But you'll see after each of these farms, I'll just show you my inventory. And I'm getting a lot of materials, a lot of items pretty damn quick. And then all you have to do, this is like my morning routine. Like I would get my coffee, have these 3 control points active, just jump to all 3 of them, loot really quick, and then I'll already have a good start to my day because I will not have to be worried about any sort of materials or anything. Really nice, very lucrative, highly recommend. Now that we are on the tail end of this haunted house farm, you'll then see that we already hit 1 air crate drop, right? The next one's going to be way up there, and then that will be the end of this farm. So we're making our way over there, just hitting all of the material lootables on the way over there. And now if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up, support the channel. I think we're only like 4 or 5 subs away from 102K, so thank you all so much for the ongoing support. Now, today did have a lot of bug fixes, so that clan XP was fixed, the invaded missions, all of that was fixed, and including these control points, and that's the only reason why I'm showing you this farm today, because we can finally do this control point farm again without having to get annoyed by it being taken over every single time you log out. But all right, and then you do a little bit of hardcore parkour right here, and then we will be done with Haunted House.
Detected.
And like I said, as long as you're on heroic, I believe they said heroic and challenging. As long as you're on heroic or challenging, you will see a little increase in your attributes and drop, I guess, levels. All right, here we go. And that, my dear agents, is the end of the Haunted House farm that I do every single day. Now, the next one is going to be the Mast. So let's head over there. Now, here we are at the Mast. Now, the Mast is another great control point to farm every single day. So the first thing you would do is just come in here and loot all of these. Like I said, I just took this control point over today, so I accidentally went ahead and looted all of those. The next thing I would do is go to the control point officer again. Just make sure that you max out. I mean, I still have 3 more minutes on this detection, so I'm going to keep it there, and then I'll go back to him as soon as it expires, and then I will reset that timer. Remember, it's a 10-minute timer for that Detection 2 talent, and all you have to do is donate materials to your control point officer, and it shows you where all these drops are to where you can loot everything. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just looting around the checkpoint, and then I will go just outside of the checkpoint and do the rest of the looting. But you can see some of these boxes are still grayed out because I accidentally looted them earlier. I wasn't really thinking about telling people about this because I do this farm every day, so I don't really think about it that much to share with people. But I would admit that right now would be the best time to do this because that they fixed all these control points, and that was like the #1 way of me getting materials on my hardcore character back in the day, is I would just have all the control points green, and then every day I'd get on my hardcore character and just loot them all. Get all that free materials. Oh, there's the snitch. Nice. So we'll go say hi to the snitch as well. All right, so we just looted the control point, and now we're just going to go right outside of the control point, and I'm just going to do a full loop, okay? So we're going to start over here because the gate is closed. So we'll start over here. Just loot these little things, and then we will make our way over to the snitch, and then double back. But again, you just do the same loop that I'm showing you, and you should be able to get all of these materials pretty damn quick. It's super, super easy. I just put on like a podcast in the morning, get my coffee. I do this loot really quick, and then I'm good to go for the day. Don't have to worry about any materials or anything while, you know, leveling up stuff. I mean, sometimes it gets a little expensive, but hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right, so there's the snitch. Remember, pick up the bounty. Just go to the bounty details, click abort, and then you can keep it for later. And as long as you're on a heroic difficulty setting, all of those bounties will then be heroic. And all I'm doing is I'm making my way back to the control point. Now, you can loot all of that stuff out there. Highly recommend. There's a lot of good loot out there. But I'm trying to stay really close to the control point just to show you that at bare minimums, you're going to get a few hundred materials. But if you do this and then actually farm outside of these control points, it's guaranteed you're going to be getting thousands of materials. And then all I did was I came right back inside of the control point, and then I'm going to go through this gate, and this is where the honey hole is, or the money pit, or whatever you want to call it. All right, so this area right here. Holy guacamole, Batman. So just watch this. It's going to be quite a bit of looting right here. There's some special ammo I don't really care about too much. Get all of these for the control point offices. But, I mean, you could see with these loot drops, even those Palisade knee pads I just got, those attributes were pretty decent. Not bad. And then we are taking the other half of this compound and looting it. There you go. And then here's the last little corner. Ratcha. And then you hit the middle, and you're done. Booyah. Now I'm not counting the components, the water, or the food that I pick up as like materials. I'm only counting like the protective fabric, the receiver components, the you know, electronics, carbon fiber, polycarbonate, things like that. And then that's it. So you can see this is the compound to the control point. And then you can just double back this way, hit the underground tunnels, and then keep looting. But it's all right here next to each other. Super, super easy to farm. Super easy to farm. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that farming part short. Now, we've already shown both of these. Now let's jump over and show the solar farm, because the solar farm has such a lot of loot as well. All right, here we go. And finally, the solar farm. So we just spawned here, and I tried not to hit any lootables. I tried not to, but I did hit quite a few. Now you can see that the Detective 2 is active because we have already given this control point officer enough materials for the day. And get all of these. So what you have to do is you hit that shack, you hit this shack, you hit this shack, and then you hit this shack. So hit all 4 of these little shacks, and then you venture out into the control point area. This control point area is very big, and it has a lot of materials, I promise you. A lot. I'm sure I'm going to jump over a few, but it's all good. I mean, you're going to understand the whole meaning of this video by the end because it's such a lot of, I'll tell you the numbers as soon as we're done here. So I just looted those 4 shacks, and then what I do is I do a nice little, I don't know, a nice little ring around that compound. So I'm just running around the wall, and then I'll venture out to the other 2 parts. Because what you have is you have the control point compound, then you have this big area, and then you have this big area. But it's all within the same control point, right? So this is the entire control point, this entire area. And it is full of materials. And unless there are, I guess, NPCs trying to take over this control point while you're here, you shouldn't have to worry about any enemies or anything. I mean, you already have it taken over. You have the control point officer happy because you gave him all of the materials. And they only have to worry about defending the control point now. They don't have to worry about getting resources. So it's pretty cool. But then all I do is I do my big loop around this control point area, and then that will actually conclude our farm. I mean, you can easily just go right out here. I mean, each of these little farming routes that I'm showing you, if you were to extend it just a little bit further, you would get a bunch of more materials as well. I mean, it's everywhere around these 3 control points. It's not all control points that are like this. I promise you, some control points are super, super stingy when it comes to materials and lootables around the control points. But these 3 that I'm showing you are the ones that are just like jackpots. You know what I mean? I'm only showing you the 3 best ones to do. Now, if there are any other control points that you think is, you know, worthy of this daily farm, then please let me know in the comments. I'll unlock that control point, I'll loot around it, see if it's worthy, and if so, I'll make another video on it. But for right now, I believe these are the 3 best control points to loot, and you can see, I mean, it's just non-stop. It's just every, I don't know, 20, 30 steps, there's something else that I can loot. And it's quite a bit. I mean, look at that. God rolled. God rolled, man. Shine a light. That's crazy. But that's because I'm on heroic, so it increases the, you know, the drop. The drop rolls. Oh, there's no lootables out there. I can come over here. But, I mean, this is just non-stop. It's amazing. Super easy. Super simple. And once you have the route down, you could probably do all this within, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. And then that's really it. You're good. All right, let me double check. See, yeah, I didn't do this area. And then I'll finish up with that shack. There we go. I mean, it's just full. It's non-stop, I'm telling you. And then all you do is just dismantle all the drops that you picked up. And then you get even more materials. So it's like, I don't know, maybe 65% of your materials you get just from looting, and then another 35% of materials you're going to get just from dismantling all of the gear that you picked up. Pretty cool. All right, now we can loot inside of here. And then I'm telling you, if you just do this exact route that I'm showing you, you'll be good to go. I'm not showing you anything I wouldn't be doing. This is actually something that I do every day, and I highly recommend you do too. I do this on all platforms, not every single day, but most of the days, just to keep my materials up, because I'm telling you, the expertise grind and optimizing all of your gear is so crazy expensive that you have to do these farms just to maintain your materials. And that way you can not have to worry about, oh, crap, I don't have materials to do this. Like, this kind of covers all of that for you. And then it just kind of relieves that stress of, you know, the impending doom of grinding more materials. But that is it. I believe we are on the very last part of this farm. And then we can tally up the numbers and be out of here. Boom. So I believe we just finished that. And then, like I said, you could venture out just a little bit outside of the control point and get even more. But let's go back to the base. We'll look at the numbers. I'll tally it up and tell you exactly how many materials I just got just by showing you those 3 locations. It's pretty damn crazy. All right, so we're at the base of ops. And good thing I wrote down how many materials I had at the beginning, and I showed all of you. That way I could just do this. All right, and then dismantle. Boom. All right. And let's go back to our materials. Let's see what the difference was just right here within a few minutes. All right. So first up, we have receiver components. I started at 5,900. Now I'm at 6,200. So that's 300 more receiver components. Protective fabric, I started around 4,200. Now we're at 4,600. So that's 400 protective fabric. For steel, I started at 4,000. Now we're at 4,300. So that's 300 steel. For ceramics, I started at 61. So I just gained 220 ceramics. For polycarbonate, I started at 26, so we gained around 170 polycarbonate. For carbon fiber, I started at 3,000, now we're at 31, so about 100, a little bit over 100 carbon fiber. We started at 9,700 electronics, now we're at 98, so about 100 electronics. And titanium, we started at 6,800, and now we're at 7,000, so that's another 200 titanium. So yes, you do this every day, and you do this on multiple characters, you will have thousands of materials without really doing anything. Super simple farm. Just have those 3 control points taken over, and you're good to go. I didn't even count the printer filament, and that's because I can't hold any more printer filament. So that's excluding the printer filament and the components and water and food. I mean, you get a lot out of this farm. All right. I highly, highly recommend you do this. It will really help out your overall experience in the game, having all these materials at the palm of your hand. But all right, everyone, that is it for me. I am Kamikazevondoom. If you found this video helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, please hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing, and let me know what you think in the comments section below. But like I said, farm this every day, and you will be rich in materials. All right, that's it for me. Take care of yourself. See you in the next one. Peace out.